Welcome to Mr. Brand's 5th grade Everyday Math Review. In this video, we're going over lesson 6.2, which is playing exponent ball. I'm not going to be putting on the screen the football field or anything like that. We're just going to review a few things for the home link and then go over the practice problems. So the first problem that we are going to do is 4 and, I'm going to do a different color. We're going to do 4 and 2/10, and we're going to multiply that by 10 to the third. And in the previous video, we talked about this, but I'm going to go ahead and review it again. 10 to the third is the same as 10 times 10 times 10, which is 1,000, And so two ways of thinking about solving this problem. The first one, looking at the greatest place. So the greatest place is the ones place. So this 4 is worth 4. So if you think 4 times 1,000, 4 times 1,000 is 4,000. So I'm going to call this 4,000 an estimate. So my actual answer has to be close to 4,000. So I'm going to use the 4 and the 2. And to get that close to 4,000, I'm going to add 2 zeros. So 4 and 2/10 times 10 to the third is 4,200. Remember, another strategy is think about moving the decimal point. And so since it's times 10 to the third power, we have to move the decimal point 3 places to the right. So the first one represents times 10. The second one represents times 10. And then the third one represents times 10. We have 2 spots without a digit, so we're going to add in 2 zeros there. Our decimal is at the end, and again, we get the same answer of 4,200. So whether we use the estimate or we slide the decimal points, we will still end up with the same answer. Now, for exponent ball, on your home link, you're going to have a chart, and you're going to have to see where your answer fits in on the chart. So for our answer 4,200, when I look at the chart, that's between 4,000 and 39,999. And so the answer for that one, or the result of that play in the football game, is going to be forward. It's going to be forward 40 yards. Forward 40 yards, which is a pretty good football play. For my second problem, I'm going to look at 315 and 7/500 divided by 10 to the second. 10 to the second, or we could also say 10 squared, is the same as 10 times 10, which equals 100. So if I want to use I'm going to call it the estimation method. The 3 is in the hundreds place, so it's worth 300. So I could estimate and think 300 divided by 100 is 3. 300 divided by 100 is 3. So if I have to keep all these same digits, I'm going to get a different color for this. So 3, 1, 5, 7, 5. I have to keep all of those digits in the same order. Estimating, again, it was 300 divided by 100 equals 3. So where can I place the decimal point in these series of digits to get an answer closest to 3? Well, it would have to go right here. Sorry, that was a bad decimal. So my answer would be 3 and 1,575 10,000ths. Using the other strategy, so I'll start with 315 and 75 thousandths, dividing it by 10 to the second. So when we divide, we're going to move the decimal to the left. So moving it to left one spot is the same as dividing it by 10. Then moving it one more spot, and I don't have a lot of space here, so that's dividing it by 10 again. So I've got two tens. 10 times 10 is 100. So my decimal point would end up right here. You can see they match. So whether you choose to use the estimation method or slide the decimals, as you can see, we still end up with the same answer. So if I go to my chart on my home link, 3 and 1,575 10,000ths falls between 100th and 99. So the result of the football play for this particular problem is forward 20 yards. Forward 20 yards. So far, we're looking pretty good. We moved forward 60 yards. And let's look at one last problem here. We're going to do another division one. And this time it's going to be 13 and 7/10 divided by 10 to the 5th power. Remember, 10 to the 5th is the same as 10 times 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. And that would equal 100,000. So 10 to the 5th is the same as 100,000. Now, on problems like this, doing the estimation method, I'm going to be honest, is hard for me to do in my head. So I'm just going to move straight on to the moving of the decimal point. And I'm going to rewrite it a little bit bigger. It's not really very much bigger at all, but I'm going to rewrite it down here. And I have to divide by 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to get 10 to the 5th or 100,000. So that's my first dividing by 10. There's my second divided by 10. There's my third divided by 10. My fourth divided by 10. And then my fifth divided by 10. After I've moved my decimal the correct number of times, I'm going to make sure I put in my decimal point so I don't forget it. And each empty spot, I'm going to add a 0. So I had 3 empty spots. So I added 3 zeros. If you choose to, you can also put a 0 out front. So 13 and 7/10 divided by 10 to the 5th equals 0.0000137. Now, if you wanted a challenge, try to read this correctly mathematically. So pause it, think about it, and then I'll say the answer. So to read this number correctly mathematically, this is the tenths place, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths, 100,000ths, millionths. So if we're going to read the whole problem, it'd be 13 and 7/10 divided by 10 to the 5th power equals 0 and 137 millionths. So if I look on my chart, it comes between 1/10,000th and 99 millionths. And so for my football play for this particular one, it would be backward. We'd have to move the ball backward 15 yards based on the chart on our home link. Okay, we're going to finish up today with 2 practice problems. Both of them are decimal addition. So 7 and 6/10 plus 4 and 8/10. Now, the home link already has these lined up, but it's important to remember when we're adding or subtracting decimals that our decimals are lined up. We have to make sure of that before we add. Then we can add like we normally would. So 6 tenths plus 8 tenths is 14 tenths. 1 plus 7 is 8 plus 4 is 12. So our answer would be 12 and 4 tenths. The last practice problem we'll do is 96 and 47 hundredths plus 17 and 76 hundredths. Again, the home link already has lined up the decimals for you, but it's important to make sure your decimals are lined up, and we can go ahead and add. 7 hundredths plus 6 hundredths is 13 hundredths. 1 tenth plus 4 tenths is 5 tenths. Plus 7 tenths is 12 tenths. 1 plus 6 is 7, plus another 7 is 14. 1 10 plus 9 tens is 10 tens, plus one more 10 is 11 tens. Add in my decimal, and my answer is 114 and 23 hundredths. Thanks for watching the video. If you have access to Everyday Math Online, Exponent Ball is a game that you can play online. So if you get your home link done and you're looking for something else to do, go ahead and play some Exponent Ball online. And thank you for watching, and hopefully you're able to join us in our next video, which will be lesson 6.3.